Welcome to Shrewsbury News, brought to you by thedailyshrewsbury.com.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Corcoran from thedailyshrewsbury.com, and this is your weekly news. As a result of the nearly 2 feet of snow that was dropped on our region Wednesday, there were a number of delays and cancellations around town. A special town meeting that was planned for Wednesday night had to be canceled. Town moderator Chris Mena said this was the first time he recalled ever having to cancel a town meeting.
As far as we all know, there have been no postponements or cancellations of any regular or special town meeting due to weather problems for at least the number of the 40 or 50 years since representative town meeting in Shrewsbury has been held. And tonight's meeting is going to be postponed for a week in order to keep people at home and off the streets where we think it would be unsafe for them to come out. So we've got about a handful of town meeting representatives here tonight, asking them to vote to adjourn the meeting to next Wednesday, January 19th, and then to adjourn tonight's meeting so we can all go back home and keep shoveling our driveways.
The meeting has been rescheduled and will take place Wednesday, January 19th at 7 p.m. in the Oak Middle School auditorium. The snow cleanup continued into Thursday, and Town Manager Dan Morgado had this to say about the snow removal efforts.
Today's January 13th. We're still in the process of winding down as a result of the snowstorm that took place on the 12th. A storm that brought to Shrewsbury, we're estimating in excess of 20 inches of snow. Our crews began working the storm in the very early morning hours of the 12th and finished up just about 24 hours later, where they knocked off and they were back at it again this morning. We were able to get schools open, although we are still working several sections of the community relative to piles of snow on the sides of roads. Some intersections are blocked, and obviously the sidewalks need some work. We continue to be out there. We're very, very pleased with the work of all of our employees in all of our departments, but particularly obviously the public works, public buildings folks who were out for an extended period of time. And we'll continue to proceed throughout the rest of the winter season.
The trash and recycling schedule has been delayed by 1 day for the remainder of this week since Wednesday's trash pickup was canceled. Those homes scheduled for Wednesday will be picked up on Thursday. Thursday's schedule will be picked up on Friday, and Friday's schedule will be picked up on Saturday. Schools were canceled on Tuesday night before a flake even fell by Superintendent Joe Sawyer. High school principal Brian Regan said the snow day does not have an impact on the semester exam schedule. Residents spent most of the day Wednesday either cleaning up or enjoying the snow. Many sent in their pictures from the snow day to us. Go to thedailyshrewsbury.com to see the full photo gallery. In other news, a fire inside of the UPS distribution center on Route 20 caused extensive damage to the machinery and offices inside the building when it started around 9:30 a.m. on Monday morning. According to Shrewsbury Fire Chief Jim Vona, the fire was caused by a worker using a blowtorch to perform general maintenance on a conveyor belt. The Shrewsbury, Northborough, and Westborough fire departments responded to the scene and worked to put the fire out and vent the building. Vona said the fire was under control within 15 minutes. Boylston Fire Department provided station coverage while Shrewsbury firefighters were on scene. The entire building was evacuated and no injuries were reported. Vona estimated anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 worth of damage was caused, including extensive water damage in the offices. He said the packages in the building did not seem to be affected. Shrewsbury Fire Department Captains Seth Colby and Bruce Card spent several hours investigating the fire, along with the State Fire Marshal's Office and the Shrewsbury Police Department. Vona said that while UPS was hoping to have the unaffected parts of the building up and running again by Monday night, that there was still a section of the building that was without power. There were some electrical problems caused because of the water, and the electricity had to be turned off until they were fixed, according to Vona. He estimated that it would take a few days to a week to get the fire-affected part of the building up and running again.
physical response. It's an organic thing.
Color's like an extra emotion.
It's a learned experience.
It's alive.
Central One Federal Credit Union officially opened their branch at Shrewsbury High School on Friday in a ribbon-cutting ceremony attended by school administrators and credit union personnel. The branch will be open during school days from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and will provide service to the school students, faculty, and staff only. It will not be open to the public. Not only will the branch provide a convenient place for the high school community to bank during school hours, but it will provide learning opportunities for students as well. 2 student interns, current high school students Brittany Cullen and Emily Fang, will serve as tellers with the branch coordinator from Central One overseeing them. High school principal Brian Regan said that students and school officials alike have been looking forward to the branch opening. The credit union has worked with Shrewsbury schools for 7 years, both allowing students to spend a day at the bank and visiting the schools to teach students about money management. President and CEO of the Central One Credit Union, David Lecourier, said they've been talking about doing this for years. This is the credit union's first branch to open inside a school. School administrators said they are excited about the opportunity for students to intern with the credit union right inside the high school, and are glad the branch will be there to continue to benefit students. At an appeal hearing in Westboro District Court last Thursday, the selectmen defended their decision to order the euthanization of a pit bull that attacked a miniature poodle. Doug, the 3-year-old pit bull owned by Christopher and Lisa O'Connor of 19 Knowlton Ave, was ordered to be euthanized in a 4-0 vote during the October 14th Selectmen's meeting, where they heard about Doug's attack on Bo, the miniature poodle owned by Stephanie Moran of 110 Harrington Farms Way. The poodle died from his injuries. The O'Connors filed an appeal of the ruling, which went before a clerk magistrate, who will decide whether to affirm the Selectmen's ruling or say that they made an improper decision or acted in bad faith. Town Council Philip Leader presented the town's case, and the 4 selectmen who were present at the hearing took the stand to defend their decision. Moran and other residents of Knowlton Avenue who were present during the attack also presented their testimony of what took place. On September 29th, Doug escaped from the fenced-in yard and attacked Bo, the 8-year-old miniature poodle, who was being walked by Moran. Lisa O'Connor, who was in the backyard during the attack, came out of the house and tried to get Doug to release the dog, telling him to release and then physically trying to pull him off. Neighbors, who heard Moran's call for help, arrived on the scene with a wrench, with which they hit Doug. After the pit bull still refused to release the dog, they used garden clippers to pry open his mouth. After the attack, Bo was taken to Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine at Tufts University in Grafton, where he underwent 4 hours worth of surgery, during which they had to remove part of his intestine. He later died of his injuries. Leader noted that the O'Connors presented no evidence contradicting the events of September 29th. The O'Connors hired lawyer Stephen M. Weiss, who is known for his work in animal rights cases and who travels around the country to take them, to argue their case. While Weiss called no witnesses and the O'Connors did not take the stand, he argued that the selectmen made a decision about the disposition of Doug without considering all of the facts. Weiss repeatedly questioned the selectmen's decision to only consider the events of September 29th when deciding whether Doug had a vicious disposition, and argued that they did not consider other testimony that was given to them at their hearing. Weiss submitted letters that were sent to the Board of Selectmen from friends of the O'Connors and those at the shelter where Doug was adopted that claimed he was a good-natured dog who had no other issues with people or animals. The selectmen who took the stand said the viciousness of the one incident convinced them that the dog had a vicious disposition. Wise also questioned Selectman Ben Tartaglia's use of outside research and having other prejudices against the pit bull breed in general that led him to make his decision. Both sides finished presenting their cases on Thursday, and the clerk magistrate will deliberate before issuing his decision. The Shrewsbury man who was hit by a car on Main Street near the I-290 westbound on-ramp last month succumbed to his injuries and passed away on December 26th. Robert W. Steele, 42 of Shrewsbury, was apparently walking along Main Street near the on-ramp when he was hit by a 2006 Mini Cooper at approximately 7:06 p.m. on December 20th, 2010. Steele suffered serious injuries, according to the state police who responded to the scene, and was transported to UMass Memorial Medical Center, University Campus in Worcester. The driver of the Mini Cooper, Timothy Trotto, 45 of Fremont, California, was not charged or cited as of last month. Steele was born in Dedham and spent much of his life in Framingham and moved to Shrewsbury recently. He was currently employed as a custodian for the Wayland school system. The funeral was held Tuesday, January 4th in Marlborough. I'm Lindsay Corcoran, and this has been your weekly news. To see these stories and much more, visit thedailyShrewsbury.com. Be sure to tune in to SPAC 28 again next Thursday at 7 and 10 p.m. Thanks for watching.